All righty. And welcome to another edition of Just a Couple Guys Talking Football with PJ and Tate. Tate, here we are, end of week 17. Fun, exciting week of football for you. How was
Another
your
good one.
holiday?
Yeah, it was good. Right back in Colorado, went to Massachusetts, went to Boston, saw the whole East Coast, first time for me, so pretty good. Long
Nice.
t- yeah, back in Colorado now, and yeah, another good week of football, another good week of sloppy football too. So
Yeah, man. And there's a few teams that we have on our hit list on that. And don't worry, Rams, we're going to talk about you from last night. But luckily, you get a pass till for a while. Let's jump all the way back to the
Thursday
way
night,
back to
Christmas.
Thursday. Let's jump back to Thursday. And I think we should just get it out of the way first. Let's talk about your game. Because the other games there, really that day, I mean, believe me, Detroit, I want to give you your proper accolades on how great you played that day. But let's dive right into it. Let's go. Denver beating Kansas City 20-13. It happened like you said. They played with their food. They played down to them, if you will. What did you see from
Yeah,
these
no,
Broncos?
it's the common denominator of I'm back to where I was at the beginning of the season on the Broncos. I'm
Okay.
very negative on them. They played to their competition. I mean, letting a third-team quarterback. I mean, they were in the red zone 5 times. The Broncos were. They can't punch it in. Sean regressed on his play calling. Bo's yelling at Sean about getting the plays in. He overcomplicates everything. I just don't like how the Broncos are playing since they're bye. Bo's been clutch. Bloody played great that game. He played average. I know they're just kind of just getting wins right now. I heard they're not really showing their hand, but I'm like, well, we've seen this all year, so I've been hearing that all year. So it's like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
I think they're one and done in the playoffs. I don't care who they play. You saw what happens when a quality opponent they play with the Jags. They have played other quality opponents and won. So their defense is a sieve. They got holes everywhere. I think they've overachieved, and I'll take it. They've exceeded my expectations, but I just don't like how they're playing since their bye week. Mostly on the defensive side, that's supposedly our strength. Cortland Sutton had like 3 or 4 drops in the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been dropping a lot lately.
It's the whole receiver group. They're number 1 in drops in the league. They're still in the top 4 team of 3 and outs. It's just, to me, this is not. I just think they're overachieving. This isn't championship level football. Even the 2015 Broncos with that amazing defense, their offense isn't very productive. What I see is way more productive. However, the stats people are not going to agree with that because of the stats and whatever. But stats lie; they always do. That's why when my first show with you, I told the people that I am not a stats guy. Stats always lie to me. They got to win though. This week they're playing the Chargers. Chargers are resting all their starters. They should win. I guarantee it's a close game again.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's a close game.
Well, it's a division game, so I'll definitely give you that it's going to be a close game. I'm going to reserve the right to not think that they're one and done in the playoffs. I think that they'll have enough strength to beat. I mean, what are you guys? What's your pathway for the 1 seed? Is it just win and you're the 1 seed? Win and you're the number 1 seed.
Yep. Doesn't matter. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, man,
because we got the tiebreaker because we beat the Raiders twice.
Got it. Okay, because you have a better.
All you have to do is
if
win.
if you guys lose and they win.
If we lose and the Pats lose, then we're in.
Okay, what if you lose and they win, then they get the number 1 seed, then you'll be regulated to 2. Okay, so listen, definitely seemed like it regressed. It seemed like the Chiefs fought really hard to make sure that this game was not an absolute debacle like I thought it was going to be. I agree with you, though. It seems like that the Broncos are kind of not to the way of Tampa Bay, if you will, but they're running out of steam a little bit right when you're trying to get to the big show.
They're running out of steam, and what I see with every playoff team is they can score points, big explosiveness, and score points at will. The Broncos aren't like that. They're not like that, and they haven't been like that all year. And the last few weeks they've regressed.
For sure. I think, yeah, for sure that they have regressed.
So,
I think,
like for me, it's just they look tired. They look like they're just playing sloppy out there. Mostly the defense.
I think the defense is tired. I think you called it
because the entire year they've been on the field the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they're tired.
Yeah.
So I still think they'll win this week, but it's going to be close, and it may even come down to the last freaking 2 minutes of the game for them to beat freaking backups for the Chargers. That's why I'm just not high on them. I think they're 1 or 2 years out.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Here's the thing that I think that I could kind of go with that you're kind of talking about is a lot of the playoff teams that you kind of see in right now, minus maybe 1 or 2, can score points in bunches. And I think that's what you're worried about with the Broncos. Like, hey, it might be like Buffalo Bill's going to empty their clip and try to score 35 on you. Do you have enough to score 38, 36? You know what I mean? That's what I see what you're saying.
And here's what you do. Here's where I get my information. I look at trends throughout the league.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other team that I follow like the Broncos. I know my Broncos. And all I see is the trends. Okay? Another good trend is like anytime they have 3 losses, they go and win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing a Super Bowl team out of this. There's the other teams, sure, lost in December, but they were not playing like this. They're not playing like this.
It's a heck of a thing to go into late December and lose your momentum now. Yeah. It's like you're at the finish line and you're going to trip into it.
And that's why I say, like, they've exceeded my expectations. I just think they've overachieved. They get lucky this week because the Chargers they're gonna take the loss. They don't care. It's not really improving their playoff situation.
So are the Chargers locked in at 7? Are they basically 7?
They can get 6, I think.
They can get 6 if they win, but they don't. So basically, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't.
It doesn't matter.
Really care. It doesn't really matter to them.
Okay, so looking at the AFC, we've got the Broncos at 1, Patriots at 2, right? 3 is Jacksonville, I'm guessing, and then 4 is technically Pittsburgh for now.
No, they're lower.
They're 4. Well, technically, they have to be 4 because of winning the division, right? Or is Baltimore whoever wins the AFC North? Because that's it. That's going to be the 4th seed.
That's right.
And then so it must go. Does it go Texans, Bills, and then Chargers? Then I'm guessing.
I think so.
Okay. Listen, I think with them, they're just like, hey, whoever we go to, let's just go.
Yeah. They want to get healthy. They've been injury.
They are beat up, man.
I understand why they're doing it, but again, the Broncos get lucky. I'm telling you, I don't think they'd beat the Chargers if the Chargers are like they got to win to get in type of deal. I don't think the Broncos would beat the Chargers with Herbert playing and everybody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
There's just.
I think the Chargers are frauds, but that's to be said.
But also, too, I think the Broncos are frauds. So I'm just going to say.
All right, he's out there. You heard it here first.
They have exceeded everything.
Right.
They're frauds. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think they're frauds. And also, too, they got the injury bug right now, too. There's a lot of key people out. Our center's out. Now, our other safety's out for 2 weeks now. You're seeing that. They can't cover anybody. Their tight ends can't cover anybody. The running backs are open in the flats. They're not blitzing. I don't know what the heck Vance Joseph's doing. This crap happened last year at the last month of the season. There are guys wide open. Even the goddamn Chiefs were wide open. They're wide open
they were.
Team quarterback. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? There's no pass rush anymore. Like, Benito looks tired. Allen looks tired. Cooper looks tired.
Their defense looks. When I was watching that game that night, they looked tired. They looked tired, and I understood kind of why, because they're, a similar thing happened in the Bears game too. The Bears defense looked tired because they were out there where the 49ers are taking 8-minute drives and the Bears scoring 3 plays.
The Broncos were taking the longest drives too to get a field goal. Dude, they had double the freaking time of possession than the Chiefs.
Right.
They couldn't. The Broncos' whole problem too this year is they can't punch it in the red zone. And then the drop balls. Like, if you take away half the drop balls, completely different offense. And then if they would score more in the red zone, but and I'll still go back to this. If this offense is clicking, this team's unstoppable.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah. I haven't seen it enough all year. And it's the same excuse. It's always the same excuse. I'm setting up this play for this. It's like, come on, dude. No, this is who your team is now. Bo, every other game, is screaming at Sean to get the play in time so they don't have to burn a timeout. This has been since week 1.
Yeah.
Now it was week 17, so that's what's frustrating right now. But I know it doesn't sound like it, but they've exceeded my expectations. That's why I'm like, when they lose in the second round, I'll be okay. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I was going to try to tell you to calm down from being so excited, because exceeding your expectations. I hate to see what they do if they don't exceed your expectations. Let's talk about not exceeding expectations. I want to jump to another game on Christmas, and that's the Detroit Lions. What? And listen, I'm a Bears fan, so I could really care less. But what happened? Yeah, I mean,
you were seeing a product of them missing their opportunity, and they lost Ben Johnson. Like
yeah, I mean,
all year.
Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. But here's the other thing. Tate, can I ask you? They have one of the, and I know you just said Ben Johnson, but they still have some of the most explosive players on that offense that they just can't get anything going. They got beat by a team that had net 3 yards passing.
I think you're seeing the power of a play caller and how they can manage the whole game and call the whole game.
And here's the other.
Even with the best.
That's a good point.
Even with the best players, of how important coaching is. If you look at any team who has an explosive offense, does really well. Talking offensive side, actually defensive side too.
No, because I was going to bring that up about the play caller on the defense in that game specifically. If you look, a play caller making a difference in that game is the Minnesota Vikings play caller, Brian Flores, on the defense. He unlocked something beating Jared Goff like about 6 weeks ago. He caused havoc for the Detroit Lions ever since, because ever since they beat the Lions the first time, everybody kind of had this blueprint to where, hey, Jared Goff can't necessarily run the ball. Oh, look at if you pressure him up the middle, they got nothing. So with that, that's an absolute great point. I think you're kind of going to the point too is the play caller brings all that talent together in a culture of like, hey, this is what's going to go on, and this is why you're important in this play.
To your best players, and you do what you don't try to force anything that doesn't work. Like that's what Sean Payton always does. Okay,
and,
you play to your strengths. Like Ben Johnson's doing, and I'll tell you, we'll get there. But Caleb Williams has surpassed my expectations.
Holy cow! Yes, holy cow!
But the Lions are done. Good for the Vikings.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm happy that the Vikings fought really hard in this game. Primetime game on Christmas. And, you were supposed to be the laughing stock, and you went out there and you ended the Lions' playoff hopes. Good for you. I mean, I'm with it. It's just so funny because I think, the Lions' expectations were through the roof, and I think you're right. And Dan Campbell even said it too, folks, when they lost that game to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game just 2 years ago. He literally said, guys, this might have been it. This might have been it. This might have been our chance. Yeah. And they didn't get it. And then the next year, you lose to Washington when Washington's on a fireball comes running in.
Injury ridden, like so much of it is luck too. Is like look how many injuries are right now. Like every team.
Tons.
And that's what happens. It's a long season. People are beat up. It just happens. Yeah. But that's why your depth players are so important. That's why drafting players are so important. And the Lions have done that. They've done that. But there's a window there too before you lose all your coordinators, because once you start doing good, your coordinators get their opportunity, and it's any good team. I mean, hey, like I'll just say it, like I'm Eric Bieniemy, what an addition for the Bears for him. And you and I have talked about his heard stuff. But anyways, so good for the Lions, or good for the
Vikings. Bad for Lions. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see them. I mean, I guess I don't want to beat up on Kelvin Shepard. I think he did a decent job with what he could do, but I definitely think you're going to probably see another OC in there at least. Yeah, you're going to have to find something. You're going to have to find something because the well is dry, Detroit. Whatever you guys are trying to do, Jahmyr Gibbs, who should be a superstar beyond superstar, doesn't even look like the same guy over the last couple weeks. So I don't know what happened. But, RIP the Lions playoff hopes for this year, which, for the last couple of weeks we've been saying it was pretty much toast anyways. Yep. Game that we don't really need to talk about a lot. I don't know if you guys realize this, if the people that watch the show. Yes, Dallas, you beat up on Washington. Congratulations. You won.
You had a primetime spot, too.
Yeah, you had it on a day that a standalone game. Standalone game again.
Real quick, I like how all the media is saying is the Cowboys are on a track to be a really good team. It's like, hey, guys, 2 years ago, you're a really good team with a very good head coach.
Yeah.
What happened with that? And you had a pretty good drafts.
Listen, The only thing I'm tired of hearing about is how many times that the Cowboys are on the right track. Cowboys draft position. I don't actually care. There, you know what? Here's the thing: we've got this is a fun year in the playoffs too, because this is wide open. I don't feel like anybody necessarily, and we'll get to the Rams, but like we were kind of thinking like the Rams might have been the best team in the NFC. They can't be beat. Blah blah blah. Oh, boom! They get lose in Atlanta, and I mean get pretty clobbered in Atlanta. This is part of the teams that I wanted to talk about too. This is one that I'm really excited about, and I don't think anybody wants to play them in the playoffs. Is the Houston Texans, and they took care of the Chargers 20-16. Lit them up a couple times on the offensive side early. I kind of like that. Yeah, real quick. And
good for the Chargers for fighting back, because I thought for sure that
I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. I thought it was going to be like 30-3.
Yep.
I totally agree with you. So I do agree that the Chargers fought back a little bit.
Were 9-1 by.
They look tired. The Chargers look tired. Herbert looks tired.
The Chargers are 9-1 with trailing 20 points. That's a stat for you. So they got a fight in them that's crazy.
Wow, that is pretty crazy. But I agree, and I think this is the whole point that we were talking about earlier. I was watching that game. Herbert looked tired in that game. The defense looked tired. I can totally understand why the Chargers are resting their starters this week. Because Houston looked like they took the foot off their pedal. It's the only thing that I didn't necessarily like about what Houston did. They got up pretty quick, like you said. I really wanted to kind of see the killer instinct to kind of try to put up 40 against the Chargers defense. That didn't happen, but I still think Houston's got probably the best defense, if not one of the better defenses in the playoffs coming on up. The other surprise game that evening was the Baltimore Ravens decided to go back in time and remember to give Derrick Henry the ball. And you see what happens. They absolutely ate Green Bay Packers lunch and handed it back to him several times. Holy cow. Derrick Henry, 4 touchdowns? 200 some odd yards running?
Where's been committing to the run all year? Like, why do they do that? And the media's going off on him, too, by the way.
And they should. They should go off on him. I mean, listen, let's be honest here.
If I'm Derrick Henry, get me out of there.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
It's time. Like, go to – hell, I would love to have him in Denver. Sean wouldn't use him, but, God, I'd love to have him.
I don't think Derrick's going to leave. But I think here's the thing. I think there's been rumblings about it. I think this might be the last year for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, though. It's coming. Because, listen, if you think about it, and someone brought it up the other day I was listening to, and it was a betting podcast, and he talked about Lamar, and he goes, he's not playing. He goes, and by the way, he goes, he's probably done. He goes, look every Wednesday, he didn't even practice all year. Every Wednesday. Didn't matter. It was a foot. It was a toe. It was a lung.
Yeah,
it was
because how he plays. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So, I think that there is something underlying going on there with Lamar, and I think they're tired of it. I think they're tired of the no agent thing. I think they're tired of his okay, I play, or lackadaisical play. I don't know what it is. I think that you're going to see something different in Baltimore because, listen, that looked like a whole different team that played against Green Bay. And I'm shocked because Green Bay, your defense is pretty good. You knew that Lamar was out and Derrick Henry was their only option, and you just didn't even know what to do. It was unbelievable. Green Bay, thoughts about them going into the playoffs, Tate?
They're injury riddled, and Matt LaFleur, this happens every year since he's been the head coach. They fall off at the end.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much locked into the 7th seed.
If I'm the Ravens, I'm getting Wallace as my quarterback from Green Bay.
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the other thing, too. Green Bay, your offense wasn't the problem that night. No. Your offense was not the problem. The defense was the problem.
Just like everyone says.
Oh, yeah, because Parsons would have really jumped up and stopped.
It would be different for the Packers that had Parsons. That's all.
Yes.
It's the thing against Denver.
Sure.
No, I think this is what happens with them. They fall off at the end of the year. They're one and done in the playoffs. They're kind of like the Steelers lately. So, but they have lost quite a few games now.
They've gotten beat up. Yeah,
and I know they're injured, but everybody's injured at this point. So
listen, it's the first team that I've seen go 0-3 in like December or whatever, and back their way right into a playoff spot. So congratulations, Packers! You pull off things that I can't believe sometimes. Let's get right into Sunday's action. Seattle beating Carolina. We both thought Carolina would keep this one close, which they did the first half. Seattle just overwhelmed them later. Got some good turnovers. Listen, I think at the end of the day, you're going to see Seattle. I don't think Seattle's going to beat San Francisco this week. That's just my thought. But Seattle has played a lot of good ball lately, and they've kind of figured out how to play. I don't think that they're going to be a tough out, like the toughest out in the playoffs, but it's not somebody that I'm warm and fuzzy having come into my house because they're definitely not. I don't think they're going to have home field because, like we said, San Francisco, we think San Francisco is going to win. Now, let's talk about here. Let's give Shadur Sanders his accolades. You beat up on the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6. Now,
I want one touchdown, right?
Yep, had a touchdown. Here's my thing that I want to say.
I briefly was on the red zone in Massachusetts watching it, and he had some good throws.
Yeah, he did.
I'll give his credit when it's due. I'm not going to rant about him, but he is, I think, their best option at quarterback by far.
Oh yeah.
We'll see let's see what happens when he gets some, full-time coaching when he's getting all the first-team reps. I still don't think he's this Hall of Fame quarterback yet, like everybody else thinks. Steelers, I have no idea what the hell they're playing.
Okay, so I want to say something about the Steelers, and I want you and I to be ashamed of ourselves that we didn't think of this.
Adam Scheffler's reporting that don't be surprised if Mike Tomlin goes somewhere else. Or
I wouldn't be either. I wouldn't be either.
I think it's time for him and the organization, both.
I mean, I don't know why we didn't see this because I think somebody said the other day when I was listening to it, the Steelers showed up like they thought the Ravens lost the game on Saturday, and they just had to it didn't matter what they did. DK Metcalf being out was a big factor. That's about the only person they throw the ball to, and the Cleveland Browns just shut him down. They dared Rodgers to do his little stuff. He couldn't do anything, and it was. I mean, listen, I got to be honest with you. I don't think the Steelers are going to win the division now. I think they're out. I think this whole non-losing season is great, but I think they're going to go and I think Baltimore's going to win. They just got the better momentum this week. I think Steelers, I mean, I know it's a division opponent, but you just go take it. They scored 13 points. You can't even muster more than 6. It was crazy. You know what? And I think it is time for, Mike Tomlin, if they don't respect you there and they don't want you there and, some of these fans are erupting like, oh, he can't ever win it. Okay, then go and then try to find somebody else for the next 20 years to not have a losing record. We'll see how that goes. The debacle that the New England Patriots put on the New York Jets 42-10. I think that just made Drake May the MVP. What do you think?
No, I still think it's Matt Stafford in my vote, but yeah, he's probably going to get it because it's New England, national East Coast media. Look, he's playing great. They're tough. They're explosive. I don't got much. It's the Jets. Look at Aaron Glenn being Denver's defensive coordinator next year. BJ's going to get a head job.
Yeah, you think VJ? Do you think VJ's going to get a head coaching job again? I could see that. I'll be honest with you.
I'll tell you that the last 2 years, if I'm looking at him, his defense has gone to crap this year and last year. Last year is more injury, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing the last 2 years now. But yeah, I think they're gonna get rid of Aaron Glenn. I'll take him as my D coordinator here.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I think the Patriots
He's a Sean Payton disciple, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, because Dan Campbell was a Sean Payton disciple then too. That's right.
Aaron Glenn
played and coached with him. Yeah, I hope that the Jets don't just one and done Aaron Glenn, but maybe he wants to be one and done there. The thing that I think that the Patriots have is, man, their offense is playing so lights out right now. They got a couple running backs that are running the football really well. They got Drake May that just is electric on throwing the ball. The Stephon Diggs thing today that came out, I don't know much about it, but he's allegedly being charged with strangulation and battery against a woman. He's denying it. I don't know what the NFL is going to do, but usually when this stuff starts to happen, and I know they usually let the criminal stuff.
He was a problem child.
He's always a problem child.
So,
I mean,
whatever.
come on. This isn't shock. How about this? It's not shocking to me that this is.
Here's where I want to
news.
see if the Patriots play a quality opponent with a good defense. Let's see how good Drake May is.
I do agree with you. Now, because I'll be honest with you, if Houston plays New England, it's going to be trouble. And I don't think that those passing lanes are going to be as wide open as they are for, against the Jets or which not. I totally agree with you. I think it's fun what they're doing. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting playoff. I'm really curious, and we're going to get
supposedly the Broncos' strength of schedule is number 1, and then the Patriots are 2.
Okay, well, there you go, and you see what they've done with it. Speaking of what they've done with it, the Jacksonville Jaguars are continuing to run away with the AFC South crown.
I thought that was a big win. I mean, the
big win. And you know what? The Colts fought hard in that game too, man. They did not give them it by any means.
I thought that was a great win. I'm telling you, the Jaguars right now scare the hell out of me. I think the Jaguars and the Texans are the 2 best teams playing in the AFC. Right
yeah,
now.
I agree. But I like, you know what I like more about the Jaguars, and I'm sorry, Houston fans, because I know I've been on your bandwagon this year. Jaguars got a more explosive offense, baby. That Trevor can light it up. Trevor can light it up a little bit, and Sunshine makes me,
They got the 3 best receivers. And all
they got some guys that are really clicking, and Liam Cohen, I think, has a little bit more offensively going for him than the Houston Texans.
In my opinion, there's no question that he should be the freaking coach of the year. I mean, he broke a record. He's the first coach to his first year to have 12 wins.
It's awesome. What else
do you need? What else do you need? Like,
I think that he should get it.
Franchise he took over.
I think he should get it. And here's the other thing too: the expectations from him weren't necessarily that high. Nobody was, I think, for Jacksonville.
Thought anything about the Jaguars.
I think they thought it was a nice story, but we'd probably be in 3 or 4 years going where.
Picks, though, and you were calling me crazy at the beginning.
Listen, I call a lot of people crazy. That doesn't mean it's anything bad. But listen, the one thing I am excited about, they're playing really good football. I think they're going to be fun to watch in this playoff. Yeah. I totally agree.
I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him too. I mean,
obviously they don't play the Broncos, but like I'm rooting for them, man. It'd be great. They've never been.
Right. Like, and that's what I like about this playoffs. It's wide open. There's so many different teams.
Even the Texans too.
Yeah.
The Bills, get out of here. You guys are done. Let's talk about that game real quick.
Yeah, actually,
we're bouncing around.
I know we're bouncing around.
Here's the thing with the Bills that pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
They're the first team to have 5 AFC East titles and not get to the Super Bowl in the history of the league.
I just is it curses or whatever? But yeah,
did you see that 2-point conversion?
It was awful. He had him wide open. He had him wide open. Just complete the pass.
Easy pass, he can do that. He just tries to be Superman, dude. It's like
I think that, I think he thought the pressure was closer than it was, but no matter what, it's like, dude, Shakir's wide open. If you just drill that ball in there like you usually do.
He even had time to stop real quick, plant his feet.
That's the other thing. Like, I understand when you can't plant and throw, and a la Caleb Williams on the last play. Okay, fine. It's not going to happen.
If I'm the Bills and the guy wants it, let's see. Obviously, we got to see what happens with this year. I'm taking Mike Tomlin.
Listen, I wonder. We got to see what happens. I think that they're probably going to keep Sean McDermott for another year, which I've been saying this for a couple years. I don't know if Sean McDermott is the answer there. I think he's the guy that gets you so far, but you're going to need it's kind of like the Tony Dungy in Tampa. Hey, I got you this far. Now we need John Gruden to take you this far. Then Tony Dungy did it in Indianapolis, right? Right, exactly. So my thing is this: Buffalo. I called it. I thought the Eagles were going to win that game. Not necessarily 13-12. I thought it was going to be a shootout. Listen, the Eagles' defense was playing such good football,
they got some mojo. I was texting my brother this.
Jalen Carter is a beast in the middle, bro.
Yeah, I think the Eagles kind of got their recipe back.
Yep,
how they got there last year, and they've been so inconsistent and oh my god, but they got. This is how they were winning last year. They're a scary team to play too. I mean, they're not fancy, they're not flashy, but these are the teams that go far, man.
I think what I like about the Eagles is that they're comfortable with who they are now. Is kind of thing like, hey, okay, we're gonna win a game 13-10, 13-12, fine. We got to put up 20 to 17, fine. Like they've just kind of gone into the offense doesn't have to be rock star, just maybe enough. And they're comfortable with that. They're getting healthier in the defensive side. That defense is what I think is going to really carry them in this playoff. I don't think listen, I don't want to see the Eagles in the playoffs for the Bears. It could happen right away, by the way, too. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in these playoff structures. But listen, Buffalo, I don't have the warmest feelings for you in going into the playoffs, by the way. I really don't. I think your defense is okay. I think your offense is shockingly uninventive a lot of times. I mean, I can tell you by the formation where the ball's going sometimes, like, okay, hey, this person's in. Well, okay, now it's probably going to be, oh yeah, look it's a it's a tight end screen, shocking because Dawson Knox is spread to the outside. It's just, if I'm seeing that, I don't know that much about football. I'm just a guy that talks it. Other people
just a
are.
guy who talks football.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, my whole thing is Buffalo. It scares me just a little bit. Just scares me just a little bit for you guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't got much else to say with them.
Yeah, let's talk about another team.
Let's get this out of the way. Let's get the Saints Titans out of the way.
Saints Titans was a big one.
Good for the Saints. They're playing ball. I heard something that their quarterback has 300 yards more passing than Drake May. He's not getting anything. He doesn't have obviously the touchdown or anything, but that was a pretty cool stat.
I'm going to look that up right now.
I could have sworn I saw that. But it also, if that's true, that just shows you that stats don't mean anything in the league of yardage and everything. I don't got anything else.
I mean,
Cam had a good comeback scramble thing. I don't know. Who cares?
The Saints for me is really shocking how well they're playing towards the later part of the season. Yep. I think it shows you that they've got a lot of things kind of going. I don't know if they've got their quarterback. I don't know sure, I'll say he's definitely passed enough of his eye test to get a shot next year, at least competing for the job. How about that? I think you've seen enough from Spencer Rattler. I think you say, hey, Spencer, thanks. Unless you're comfortable being the 3, we're going to bring in a competent 2. I mean, maybe if you're the Saints, you're the guy that looks at Malik Willis, because that would be a guy that I would kind of look at trying to kind of go in there. I think the Tennessee job done some things. I really kind of curious what kind of coach Tennessee is going to go for here, because I think you got to go for offensive to try to unlock what Cam can technically do. Let's move on to another team in the NFC South, and that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What a disaster!
They are. I called it. Yeah. I picked Miami.
I feel bad.
They're toast. They're toast.
I was rooting for them. Of course, they're toast, but it's time to get a new coach on there.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
Wants to go back. I don't think the league will ever let go back.
No, not while he's got his lawsuit.
Yeah, but it sucks. I don't know what the hell happened, but again, you lose your offensive coordinator, who's maybe that was brains behind the organization last year, just like Ben Johnson. So
he did a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you this too, that I watched part of that game. Tampa Bay scored right away. Then you can kind of see that Miami all of a sudden just kind of figured it out and didn't look back. And Tampa Bay just looked beat on the sidelines. There's no enthusiasm. I'm not seeing much. They're toast. By the way, with the Falcons winning last night, Tampa Bay, even if they beat the Panthers, which should be enough to get them into the playoffs, they have to make sure that the Falcons lose too. Because the Falcons, if the Buccaneers beat the Panthers, then it will be and the Falcons win, it's a 3-way 8-9 tie, and then it will go to the Panthers because they have the better conference record. It's so crazy. So pretty nuts what we saw. I still think that the Panthers are going to win this division. I think because I'm sorry, Buccaneers fans, you have to ask some serious questions on that coaching staff and probably get somebody different in there, because you have some talent. Not much on defense, though. You probably need to go to the well and try to figure that out, because you got some offensive pieces, but man, that defense just got nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. Speaking of not much to offer, the Las Vegas Raiders got beat 34-10 by the Giants. I think we both were kind of on the Giants side on that one. Really not much to say. It looks like, though, that the Raiders have pretty much locked up the number 1 pick overall for next year, right?
Yeah,
correct?
Sounds like Pete's one and done. I know Max is pissed off because they put him on IR, but he does have a bad knee injury. If I'm him, I want the hell out. And
if I'm them, trade him too, because you get him. Get the draft picks. What are you going to do? Compete next year with Max Crosby? I know that teams go from worst to first all the time. A la the Bears. I get it.
Jaguars.
But I don't know if I see the piece. But at the same point, last year there was pieces on the Bears that I was like,
The Broncos did with their debacle with Russell Wilson contract. No one's talking about that.
But who's going to be the guy to rebuild the Raiders? It's not going to be Pete Carroll, because I don't think he's hanging around for this.
But it can be done with a lot of stuff. Like it can be done numerous ways. Crazier things have happened, but it's time for the Raiders to sell what you have, man. It's okay.
Listen, I'm sure that the Bears would probably give you 3 number 1s for Max Crosby this upcoming year, and they would love to bring him here. And that's just one example. I'm sure that you'd have a feeding frenzy for him. Get the product, get the capital that you can, because and try to push those chips in the middle, because you're not just a Max Crosby person away from having a winning team. I think is the point that we're both trying to make. Yes, you can turn things around, but you're not just Max Crosby away. Some teams are Max Crosby away from turning, I'm a really good team to now I'm a great team, right? That's what a lot of people thought that the Packers were going to be with Parsons. Now, granted, Parsons is injured. Packers are playing so good, but I don't know if the Packers were necessarily a Micah Parsons away from being that great team, good team to a great team now. I mean, obviously, because their offense still... I think that they're missing a true playmaker on that side. Now, talking about true playmakers, we got Cincinnati Bengals beating up on Arizona 37-14. Jamar Chase it's sick. Joe Burrow is just picks apart Arizona though at will. If I'm Cincinnati, figure out what to do to keep Joe Burrow healthy all year, and figure out something to do with that defense. Because if you guys can turn any of that around, you have a team that could probably beat just about anybody, because that Joe Burrow is that good. Let's talk about that game Sunday night. I think we finally came to it. That fun, exciting 42-38 San Francisco 49ers victory. I'll let you lead. I've got some thoughts, but I want to get what you thought.
You guys got a franchise quarterback.
Oh my God, will we? Yeah,
he played great. They're right there. No defense in this game. Wow.
No.
Kyle Shanahan is really doing a banger coach-up job for all the injuries he's had and cap held he's in.
Yeah.
Holy cow. This is why, before we did this podcast together, why I was always so high on Kyle.
I love Kyle.
He can't win. I know he can't win the big one.
Yeah.
Maybe he can now, but what he's doing with this team, holy cow. Like I've said all year, man, good for the Bears. And all it takes is, man, they're right there. They're so close on their losses. They are so close this year. And
three of them came down the last play pretty much. Yeah, so yeah.
So for a first time head coach too, and a team, I think, and you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. Both NFC and AFC are wide open. Anything can happen now.
I totally agree. Agree.
They're not. They're going to be done. But
storm clouds still over Denver, people.
I don't even know why Denver's in the playoffs this year. Let's just throw in the towel.
Here's my thoughts on this. I totally agree with you. It is wide open.
I love the Denver Broncos. You should see me watch the Denver Broncos.
You shouldn't see him watch the Denver Broncos. It's not fun.
It's not. It's very stressful.
This is what I think of the Bears. I thought the same thing. I was shocked what the defense allowed after the first play of the game, because that first play of the game, I thought we were going to just work the Niners. Pick six was
Oh, and by the way, let's talk about Brock Purdy. Holy cow, did he play good?
Man, listen. There was a lot of things that he did that were absolutely his talent, and like that one where he moved around and he found Juszczyk that was a thing of beauty. We left some people wide open on some other stuff too that I was like, holy God! Yes. Like when you can't see a guy for like a couple seconds come into the camera angle after the catch, I'm getting a little nervous, folks. I'm just going to tell you that. That was something that I did not like to see. But the Bears did not lose fight at all. And not only that, that offense is a thing that's really starting to work. Look, we got Luther Burden back. Listen, he might be a better receiver than Roma Dunze. And that's tough because I like Roma Dunze, but Burden has really got something when he gets the ball in his hands, breaking plays after, yards after catch. I know he got carted off the field. Supposedly he's okay, whichever. I actually, going into the last 2 minutes when the Niners scored, I said to myself, they left us too much time. I think we could do it again. And as we were approaching, and I'll be honest with you folks, I think that Ben Johnson emptied the clip with the Colston Loveland pitch to DeAndre Swift play. I think he thought that play was going to score the touchdown, and I don't know if he had the next ones ready to go. Supposedly, he took the heat for it, and Caleb kind of, they both kind of took the heat that Ben Johnson could not get the play in time, so they were misaligned, blah, blah, blah. They had to try to make something out of nothing. Listen, okay, so we didn't win one of these other fourth quarter comebacks. We've still done it 6 times this year. I left that game not feeling that bad about myself at all because you know what? I said it to you. I texted it to you. I said, this is a great lesson to learn now, right? Because like I said to you about the Jaguars beating the Broncos a couple weeks ago, you don't want it to happen in the first week of the playoffs because if that was the first week of the playoffs, yeah, we'd be excited how great the game was, but we'd be let down because, guess what? Now it's over. So, hey, they exposed some problems that you had, Dennis Allen, and say thank you. Because I think if we play the Niners again, I don't think they want to see us come in because offensively, we could just about do what we wanted to do against the Niners defense. They were beat up, man. They had a hard time. Trent Williams going out, too, right away kind of helped us a little bit, too. That was a sneaky little ad there. By the way, how does San Francisco keep finding these? Yeah, George Kittle's out, but that tongue has just ate us alive as well. I mean, that guy, I don't even know where he came from, but he was catching everything.
Shanahan does, man.
He's done a remarkable job and unbelievable.
They will always find a lineman that's undrafted or in a late, an offensive lineman that will kick ass and a tight end. His dad did the same thing.
So let me ask you this:
always find talent.
Does San Francisco have a realistic shot to get to the Super Bowl this year?
With how the season is, I say yes.
Okay. All right. I would probably agree with you. Yes.
You know me.
I think, but listen, I think anybody could beat anybody. I really do. And in the NFC except the Broncos. And I agree with you there. But I'm just saying this. I think that this is a year for sure that this is a wide open. And that's why,
it is so wide open. You don't have Lamar Jackson. You don't have freaking.
You might have Lamar Jackson, but I don't think it matters. It doesn't. And listen, Josh Allen's going to be in there, and I don't think that matters either.
No, it doesn't. But like everything, this has been the craziest year of football I can ever remember.
It's been fun year of football, but of course both our teams are winning too, so that helps.
Reasons. Gamblings are freaking.
Yeah. I do too. Yeah. I don't think the Chargers could get there. Sorry. And actually, whoever wins the AFC North can't get there. I think the Patriots are a team that you got to talk about. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are a team you got to talk about. Houston Texans.
I want to see the Patriots play good defense.
Well, what if
they haven't really? I mean,
do you side more with Jacksonville or New England?
Jacksonville.
All right, I like it. I do too. Even though Mike Vrabel is a better coach, I think, in some former factors. I think
the Patriots are a year or two away from building another dynasty.
Got it. Let's talk about a dynasty that had a shocker last night, and that was the Atlanta Falcons beating the Los Angeles Rams 27-24.
Different team with Kirk Cousins.
They are, but this came down to how bad the Rams played. The Rams played bad in this game.
See, and that's what scares me with the Rams. It's like, because I was so high on them all year, and after that one, I'm like, man, like, I just don't know if you guys have it. I don't know.
I think they're missing Devontae Adams because I think he provides an outlet to Matthew Stafford a little bit. But the problem I have is this: Stafford threw 3 interceptions last night and had a lot of bad mistakes that were un-Stafford like. It was like early Stafford showed up and all of a sudden assumed the quarterback position for a while. I don't know what that is, and that kind of shocked me. And it just looked like Sean McVay a couple times was going to the well with stuff, and the passes were getting dropped or the passes weren't getting complete. Like, I do think Puka caught that ball at the end too, folks. I think that they waved that off, and I guess maybe the ball moved. It looked like a catch, but I could be wrong. I think the Rams are in trouble because let's just say the Rams keep the 5 seed, and they got to go to play the Panthers. Fine, I think they could probably beat them the second time around. After that, I think as tough as the Rams looked, listen, man, I don't think the Rams want to roll like into Chicago or roll into Philly or roll into wherever or roll into probably San Francisco. Because I think San Francisco's got a really good chance to win that number 1 seed, which is crazy to say. Yep. I think that all of these teams, I think you definitely make a good point that, like, I think the Bears could be a year off. The New England, Jacksonville, all these teams probably are technically in that 1 year off mode, but man, they're striking it here and now, and I think you just got to ride it out. It's been fun. I know you've lost a little bit of belief in your Broncos, but man, this postseason, I can't wait to talk about it next week because I'm sure we're going to dive into each game and give a great preview. So
it's going to be epic. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong on all my stuff. I've been wrong quite a bit this year. Not about the Broncos, not about the Panthers record, not about the Jaguars record. But it's just like I say, I get my information from my experience of playing college football, but also freaking trends I see. I'm not always trying to be the Debbie Downer like some of our group of friends say about the Broncos and, oh my God, the sky's falling. It's like, no, they're just not showing what they're not showing what the Bears are showing. They're not showing what the Jaguars are showing. And it's just, I just think they've just overachieved. Good for them. They've just overachieved. I don't think they got the dogs either. I don't think they have the right dogs yet. Not saying they can't next year. Not saying maybe they get hot. Maybe they do.
Yeah,
I'm happy we got a franchise quarterback. I think our running back RJ Harvey is showing that he's for a rookie he's doing pretty damn good. We got pieces. We're just what I'm seeing for championship football is like there's just a lot of holes right now that are being exposed because the defense is on the field the entire year. You're tired. Right. You're beat up.
Well, and that's why I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I was happy to see that they started getting RJ Harvey more involved.
Yeah,
because
and he's done a good
you got to try to give that defense a couple minutes to rest. Yes. They give them a chance to breathe. Sean, here's the thing that I like about what Sean's done in a short amount of time. There is he's built it as a place that people want to go to, which they should want to go to. We've both lived in and around Denver before. You currently do, but like it's a great place. People will want to go there.
You have an ownership group is dropping $160 million onto their practice facility. And they are funding the new stadium. Not taxpayer crap like Kansas City's doing. They are invested into everything. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big deal.
It's a big deal
because we lose freaking Russell Wilson's contract next year.
Yeah,
this could be very huge for him. This is a good year of them, too, of also learning how to win so many 100 different ways.
Right.
But they have holes. A lot.
So
I don't see a lot of these other playoff teams having the holes like them. Yes, the Steelers do.
Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore Chargers, but the top tier of like their record, if they win, are number 1 seed. To me, they're not playing like a number 1 seed. They're playing like a 6 or 7.
I think that's a valid point. I think if you ask me, like at the beginning of December, I would have said Denver was my 1 or 2 top teams in the AFC. Now, if you ask me today, being at the end of December, I'm like they're probably my 4th team in the AFC, yes. If not maybe 5. I could argue
that's where I'm
because that's the thing, especially with where the momentum is now. On the reverse side,
lucky. Here's Denver too. You get lucky because Patrick Mahomes is hurt, and then Gardner Minshew's out. Okay, so you got a third-team quarterback. The Chiefs were beat up too. This wasn't the Chiefs' year. To me, they'll always be scary.
They played like a whole extra season amongst how much postseason they played.
Almost 2 extra seasons. 2.
Right. Exactly. It's nuts.
Okay, the Chargers are resting everybody to get the number 1 seed. They're lucking out. Like I said, everything is falling. The chips are on the table falling for them. Now, this place is incredibly tough to play at in the playoff anytime. The altitude, the fans, it is. That's why they need it. That's why I said if they want to go anywhere in the playoffs, they have to have this number 1 seed. I just don't. I think they got too many holes. They have too many holes, and then right now we're still doing the same crap. We're dropping too many balls. We have too many 3-and-outs. Sean Payton can't get the goddamn play in. Our defense is getting hurt. Our defense is tired.
All right.
There's holes anymore.
So real quick, let's talk about this because we just kind of invented a segment while we're talking trends with Tate. So right now, Denver trending down. I think we've got Jacksonville, Houston trending up. I think Pittsburgh trending down. Baltimore probably trending up. Buffalo, I would say you're in between. I think you're in between. Chargers, I think that you're kind of trending down. I think that loss to Houston kind of shook you up a little bit. Now on the reverse side, NFC. Seattle, I think you're trending up, but you're running into something that's going to scare me. I think San Francisco scares me, though, because San Francisco's really trending up. LA, I think you're trending down. I think the Panthers, I think you're going to probably win that division. Eagles are trending up. Bears are for sure trending up. And I think that a lot of that, and you talked about it, is the coming out party of Caleb Williams. Yes. And just the kid has figured it out a little bit, man. He could still make some of the easy passes better. I mean, he still misses people, but man, that kid's got an arm.
Clutch thing, and that's even with Bo Nix. He's shown he's got it too.
He's got a clutch. You're right.
Caleb's got a clutch gene.
Yeah, the Iceman cometh, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's his. They're calling him the Iceman, pal. Iceman, come on, bro. You got to do it. Come on, bro.
All right.
Ice cold.
I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna go there, and I would have offended.
Let's not go. Let's not go there. So, needless to say, I think that the main thing that you're seeing is
I think paint their fingernails.
That's right. You said it. There you go. But I think what you're kind of seeing is you don't want to have your team, like we said, tripping into the playoffs
right now.
Right now. You want them striking gold right now. And you're right, because I don't think that the Broncos could stack points. I don't think if they had to, they could stack points.
Not the Commanders moving the ball without will and should have beaten you. Not the Packers moving the ball without will. I'll say the Broncos won that game. Not getting boat raced by the Jaguars at home and not almost losing to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Last 4 games. That's what I'm saying. We're not trending up.
I agree.
I will say Bo Nix is shown me he's a franchise quarterback. He's had a few bad passes. I love him. I love Bo Nix. I'll take him. But we are not trending up right now.
Yeah.
Even though we're still winning.
But Bears are 2-2 over the last 4, and I feel like they are trending up. I think that we lost to San Francisco, but our defense needs to work.
Anyone who can score like that is trending up.
Yeah, and not only that,
this new age NFL is all about scoring.
That's right.
The penalties are for scoring. Everything. It's impossible to play tough defense unless you got refs who are going to let them play. So that's what I'm saying is this. I mean, the Chiefs did it. The Niners who got there, even though they lost, could score points.
Yeah.
The Eagles are probably the only team in this new age NFL with the new rules that are like the old school freaking teams. That's it.
Yeah.
Bills can score points. Their defense sucks, but they can score points.
I'm worried that the Bills better be worried that if they run into a good defense in the playoffs, they're not going to score points because I think the Eagles just proved that. Yes. You can stop the Bills. You can stop the Bills.
But for the most part, all year, the Bills have not had problems.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that part of the thing that I'm saying that worries me so much with them, and I know we're beating the same point again, but they don't seem that it's not that inventive. And it's just like, hey, Josh, go win it for us again. And man, when he has a chance to win it, he's got to be kicking himself on that throw because he had that guy wide open. But I digress. All right, folks, we will let you go for today. We will be back later this week for the last Week 18 P's with PJ and Tate. That's right, picks, props, and parlays. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Just a couple guys talking football. Also on Spotify, just a couple guys talking football. Like, subscribe, comment. We read them all the time. But that's all we got for today.
Yeah.